Welcome to Stuck, Time to Improv. I'm Mary Scott with Business Riff, and I want startups to be wildly successful. Today, we're going to be talking about sales, mistakes, and opportunities. And our special guest is Aileen Boyle from Fortro. Welcome, Aileen.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So let's talk about sales. So many people hate sales. Why is that?
It's so funny. Yeah, people want to make an impact, they want to help people, but there's a disconnect between that and the fact that in order to do that, you have to actually do the selling. And people don't want to do selling. And it comes from that traditional, oh, sales are hardcore, they're aggressive, they're horrible, they're manipulative. When actually you're really just helping your clients or prospects make a decision that's right for them. Yeah, so it's the disconnect that is the major challenge around it.
Okay. So how should a startup particularly approach sales?
I was at an event last night and I was talking about three pieces of advice that I wish I had had when I was starting. And one of them was charge what you're worth from the start. And I just want to unpack that a little bit there. So it's about valuing your time. And let me tell you, your time is the most valuable asset. And it took me far too long to really understand that. And early on, I used to work really long hours and charge way too little, or I was stuck in that trap of going, I must give extra value and more and more and more. And the truth is, you actually are already worth it. And when you hone your craft and keep yourself at the top of the game, then actually your skills, your knowledge and experience will be very clear to whoever you're talking to. And then, you don't have to downplay it. It will be natural. And then actually, when it comes to the price tag, it won't really be an issue.
Exactly. One of the things I often tell women is think about what you want to charge. Now
Mm-hmm.
double it. Now add 20%. And that's what you should be charging.
Yeah. And I wish somebody had said that to me at the start because when I look at what I was charging then, I was just like, how on earth did I think I was going to make a successful business out of this?
So do you have some tips for startups about sales?
I do. A lot of people go into business because they have a particular skill set that they think that the market will benefit from. So I guess the first thing I would say is really make sure that your market wants what you have to offer. I've seen so many businesses come up with the most amazing product or service, but when nobody wants they're sitting there going, well, why aren't people like, well, it's because they don't want it. They don't need it. They don't want it. So I'd say, first of all, make sure that you are giving something there and it's really solving a big problem. And then what happens is you then have a mindset shift and it's about serving and not selling. Because then you're saying, Mary, you have this problem around here. I can totally help you with this. Let me explain where I can bring the value and the benefits, and asking lots and lots and lots of questions. And then that way you don't feel weird about it. It doesn't feel pushy. You're actually having a conversation, which at the end of the day, that's what it is. So that's the major thing. So I kind of put that under the serving, not selling category. And I think when you go into any conversation like that, it just, well, first of all, it takes the pressure off, doesn't it? You feel more relaxed. The person in front of you is more relaxed, and it's just a much better conversation.
Part of the issue is that you can't really tell if you're going to help somebody unless you know more about them and what they actually need.
Yeah.
Often what you think is a pain point is not what they think is a pain point. And that's part of when you're getting ready to start a business, you need to validate your idea by talking to potential customers about, is this a problem?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to solve it? And are you willing to pay to have someone help you solve it?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things, even with established businesses and business owners, if they're bringing a new product or service to market, they test it. and that's where you hear things like we're running a pilot, or we have something in beta testing, or I'm looking for a select group to work with me on this so we can do some active feedback. This is not just about being a complete startup. This is about starting to deliver a new service or a new product, and you're at the start of that journey. So I guess the other thing to say to pure startups is that every business owner is going through something new at any given time in their business if they've never done it before. I
Right.
think the difference is they maybe are just pulling on some experience of where things could go wrong, and they know it well. And I think that's major. It's a lot of it is in the head, is in your head. And so I'm not a mindset coach by any stretch, but I do know that that's one of the things that I help people with, is just how to reframe it. And but yeah, testing. So pilots, beta testing, mastermind groups. Let me know what you think. Asking questions. It's a really underrated skill.
That is very good advice, Aileen. Do you have any particular opportunities in sales that people don't often take advantage of?
Again, it does come down to the conversation. When you're asking a lot of questions, one of the best ways that you can respond to an answer when you're having that is actually to come back with another question. And it might sound counterintuitive, because what I see is a lot of business owners going, oh yeah, me too. And I remember having this, and they want to just, they're overwhelming people with information. Prospects and clients really, really appreciate you digging deeper. So for example, if I said, let's say you came to me, Mary, and you said, okay, I'm not getting the results that I'm looking for. And it makes total sense to you, but to me, I'm like, so what's that looking like? What does that show up as? Well, I'm not getting the 100K that I wanted for this particular. Okay, so what process did you follow, and what worked for you? And I just keep digging down and digging down, and it could be that actually we get right down, and for example, it's about the fact that you've positioned it wrong, or you're not, or people misunderstand what you mean by a particular thing. So asking questions is really, really key here, and that's a real missed opportunity. Is active listening. It sounds so simple, but it's a complete game changer for a lot of people.
Such great advice on sales. And we'll put links in the comments so people can get in touch with you, Aileen Boyle. Thank you again for coming.
No, my pleasure. And I wish everybody success in their ventures.
And I'm Mary Scott with Business Riff. I want startups to be wildly successful. And one of the best things you can do to accomplish that is book a call with me at businessriff.com. And join us again next time for Stuck, Time to Improv.